I don't really know. I don't feel comfortable. Is it okay if we go home? Why does every girl in Quahog put out except you? I, I think I should be leaving now. I, I, no. What? Come on. Why don't you take a drink first? Come on. Take a drink. Listen, I'm going to be running my own show. I'm a pilot. I'm very successful, very interesting, and better than all my friends, especially Joe. Oh, man, that sack of shit. Peter, I think he's whatever. Point is, don't you want to be a part of my show? Yeah, that would be kind of great, but no, well, why don't you take this drink and just relax and maybe you can pitch me some ideas. I'm looking for a leading lady. Okay, look, I'm sorry about before. I know I was a bit forward. I'm just not used to someone as thoughtful and caring as you. You know, I once went out with a girl who hated dogs. I really think that you could be. I feel different around women now. I mean, I've really changed. I think, well, I just want to make you happy and your dreams of becoming a movie star true. I think I can help you with that. Oh, really, Glenn? Thank you. Okay, looks like the roofie worked. Okay, time to get to town. Who else but Quagmire? Please. Who's there? What? Brian? Yeah, that's right. So, I just wanted to let you know that there's been a gas leak. I'm sorry? I know about it. And I know that you caused it. I didn't cause anything. Peter, I mean, what gas leak? No, you knew what Peter would do. You know how stupid he is. Why do you have a gun, Brian? Is it the one you keep in your safe? You're goddamn right. But how did you know about that? Well, because you have ears in high places. When Adam West was the mayor, you were able to manipulate him. You were able to be a big part of the community. That's why you serve in the soup kitchens. That's why you serve everyone. Not only, I mean, it started out as community service for your many, many crimes, but you managed to get a lenient sentence of just community service. I don't know how, but you have dirt on me. Yeah. What? What? You're not making sense, Brian. You were stupid. You're always stupid. Why do you have a police badge on? What joke is this? Well, remember when I worked for the TSA? Well, I never stopped. I've always been connected with the TSA people. And although I don't actually work for them anymore, I still have connections. To them, connections with me. Joe, what are you doing here? Arrest him. No, I'm afraid I've let you slide one too many times. And I think I know the reason why. You see, those you couldn't manipulate with your charm, you manipulated with the gas leak, which made my wife hate me, which made me lose all my self-esteem, my balls, which made Peter worse than he already was. Well, I don't know if Peter even, yeah, I mean, Peter became slightly less He didn't change that much, but he lost any sense of a conscience he ever had. Slowly. You're the one who caused him to go into that radio tower and turn off the Wi-Fi. You're the one who gave him that idea when he was driving Meg. You supplanted it in him for years, telling it to him in his sleep when you snuck into his room. When you chloroformed Lois so she wouldn't wake up. Isn't that right? Uh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You don't have any evidence of that. I mean, you sound crazy. You know that, Joe? You've always been the stupid one, Joe. And now you took down me, the alpha of the group, and made me feel worthless every second of every day. Recently, only recently, you've become so overt with it. You know, I couldn't believe Brian. I couldn't believe him at all, considering how he tried to sleep with my wife. I mean, I know, Joe. It's like I'm sorry. I know I have to pay for my crimes, and I know you shot me in the leg. I know that was enough, but I want you to know I feel like a fog has lifted. I feel like that person was a completely different person inhabiting my body while I wasn't watching. No, I was semi-conscious because I remember it all, I guess, but I, I, I wasn't there. You were an undercover cop. You were hypnotized. No, it was the gas leak. Dogs have a higher sense of smell. I'm not a cop, Joe. Not a real one. I was just here. But I was able to get you to see the truth. Truth is, Joe, you're the real cop. You're the real inspiration. And the gas affected you too. Affected everyone. Everyone except Quagmire. Because he built up an immunity to almost every disease there is. Probably every disease. That's right. I remember that. We even tested that on him. And we just let this happen. All the clues were there right in front of us. Don't blame yourself. It was the gas. Since I have a strong sense of smell, it affected me more. But eventually, I was able to tell there was gas, and it was affecting me. And eventually, I was able to see the truth. Well, so. No, this can't be right. But Brian is a psychopath. He tried to sell me a house. He tried to sell me a dilapidated house, and I let him. Sure, we figured out what that was. You see, that actually wasn't the gas. That was that was you trying to avoid suspicion, make yourself look better than you actually are. Um, well, yes, it's true, Quagmire. At the same time, maybe it was just guilt. I don't know. But that person, Brian, was then. Well, Brian's willing to go to jail for his crimes. So I don't see a reason to, considering we were all affected by what you did. A premeditated terrorist attack, Quagmire. Maybe you learned a thing or two of flying planes. You learned from the hijackers. I think the truth is that evil Brian was a different person because they found a tumor in Brian's head. And what they're going to do is they're going to take that tumor and give it to another dog. So evil Brian, as we can call him, douchebag Brian, can have his own body. Body that will be sentenced to a harsher sentence than you, maybe, or maybe not. See, the only difference between Brian and you, the only reason you hated him, is because he was you, just stupid and overt. I mean, why do you think we had him sleep with a bunch of people, be a douchebag? It was all undercover. I thought you said it was the gas. No, no, no. Gas was when he went overboard and became a realtor. There were some side effects, yes. But he was undercover this whole time, I think. He was undercover? This is the stupid kind of Family Guy twist I expected. No, 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 no. That doesn't make any sense. The gas definitely affected him. I mean, he actually had relations with these women. Wasn't all front. I understand being undercover, but he was a complete douchebag. I mean, at one point he had a son, and then he ripped that son off. I mean, I can't believe what a douchebag he was. So that was the gas which created the tumor. You see, that tumor was created from Brian being undercover and pretending to be like you, except, well, stupid. The reason you hated him because he was you, but he wouldn't let you get away with anything you did because, well, he was doing the same thing, but much more overt. And although he was quote unquote getting away with it, I mean, well, some of these women were real. Some of them were, well, they were bugs, plants, somewhat. I mean, I'm sure at some point Brian must have told them that he was a cop, but in his deluded state, he probably said it as a flex, as a bragging right, instead of an actual, well, you know, professional relationship. What he did was professional, all because of the gas. Stop saying gas, okay? You're taking responsibility away from your own actions. No, you're a bad person, Quagmire. Complex, bad person. Maybe you did feel guilt for Brian. Maybe you knew what you did. Maybe you didn't. I don't know if you knew about the tumor or not, but Brian's sense of smell returned, and he was able to control that second personality. This is ridiculous. Is it, Quagmire? Is it? Because at the end of the day, you hated him because he was you. He basically exposed what you were to women, so they would not be stupid enough to fall for it. He took your potential victims. That's not really excusing what he did because the way he went about it was not part of our plan. See, you made a plan with him this whole time? No, 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 no. He did this himself, but because of the gas, he wasn't able to. He thought he could do everything himself. He forgot about the plan, really. He kind of just got lost in the sauce, I guess. When he awakened from his daze and the gas was finally out of his system after the. Well, I honestly don't know how long it's been. I can't tell. Meg and Chris are the same age. Are they? They've aged a little bit. Meg's going to college. It's good for her. I missed out so much. I don't know if we can fix the irreparable damage you've done. But we do know that you're going to jail, and you've had enough sympathy. What your mother did to you was horrible. Unforgivable, even. I don't want to go down that dark, twisted rabbit hole. How horrible some mothers can be. How they use excuses to ruin their children up until adulthood. But we won't talk about that, because at the end of the day, I don't know if your mother did any of that to you. I know she was a bad mother, obsessed with sex. That doesn't justify what you've become, does it? No. We've been far too lenient on you. We let you go because, well, Because we thought, because you were a friend, Quagmire. I don't know why I was friends with a rapist, but never again. I'm glad Peter was at least, well, sane enough to see that you shouldn't get your own television show. I don't know how he was. I don't. I don't know. This feels like I'm awakening from a nightmare. Not a whole lot makes sense, but I know this. We got a lot of apologizing to do, especially Bry over here. Yeah, and don't ask about the second body thing. I don't want to disclose who's giving that. Fair enough. I guess I'll take a win when I can get one. I just, I, Yo, Joe, how did you snap out of it? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Oh, when you told me everything, you got this gas extractor from I don't want to disclose, a good friend of mine. Okay, and well, I mean, I'm gonna have to question you on that. I stole it. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to arrest you then. Okay. Actually, considering the circumstances, no, you're fine. But I will say this. Every person in Koha has had some sort of, well, break. Three personalities have developed. Not to the extent of Brian's. Or maybe it is to the extent of Brian's. I honestly don't know. We have the first personality, the original, which was a wacky but very grounded, pretty grounded person who's kind and or just pretty typical. Now, for Peter and Lois, that still exists. For the underdeveloped people like Meg and Chris, those versions of them have evolved into who they are since they're younger. They're still the same. Meg and Chris do not have multiple personalities since they're younger, teenage, or whatever they are. But Peter and Lois developed three personalities. The insane loving couple and the the one I mentioned, the insane loving couple that'll ram their car into each other, and then say, "Oh, that's adorable," beat each other. So they're kind of kooky, but it's kind of what they've come. So those two personalities are staying, and then there's the evil personality. And for Lois, well, the second personality I said uh, was when she wanted to be customer of the week. That was the second thing. But the third thing is the vile monster that slept with her. His third personality caused by the gas. Second one, I don't think it was. Could have been, but I'm not sure, honestly. It could have just been the weird town that we inhabit. Because there are some strange things. I mean, look at Mayor Adam West. So,
how's the flying business? Not so great.
yes.
The economy sort
Oh
of
yeah,
taking its toll.
Quagmire's being put
Salad
away,
guy's
and
a lot of
he's
layoffs.
already been put away. I'm just talking to
Let's give
you,
him a
Brian,
job. I mean, you want to
so
learn
we can
more?
get up to
Read
speed.
papers, go on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Boy, that's got to be an
we're
interesting
gonna use
job. How
that
did you
on
guys make
everyone
this thing
else,
work? What,
and that
planes? How does a plane
third
work?
personality for
You want me to
Lois
sit here and
will
explain to
also have
you
to
how a
be in a
plane
separate
works?
human.
I don't know. Yeah. You want to
Um,
maybe just go? Quagmire, come on.
Peter,
I'm
well,
trying hard here. Who asked you to try hard? Nobody, but
I'm afraid
I'm trying to establish a friendship with you.
it's
All
hard to
I've done
tell when
is try to
the
be nice to
third
you, and you still don't
begins,
like me. How can you not like
the
me?
second ends.
Okay, I'll tell you.
So,
You are the
I
worst
mean,
person I know. You
we might have
constantly
to
hit on
just
your
put him
best
in the
friend's wife,
electric
the man
chair.
pays for your
What?
food and rescued you from certain
No,
death, and this
well,
is how
or
you
he
look
can go to
now?
jail.
And to add insult to injury, you defecate
You
all over
kept
his yard.
serious.
And you're such a
Yes,
sponge. You
he's
pay him for
mentally
nothing,
unstable.
always
We
saying,
should
"Ooh, I'll get you
take him to
later,"
a
but
mental
later never
ward at the
comes.
very
And what
least.
really bothers me is you
Because
pretend you're this deep guy who loves
we don't know
women
if
for their
he's
souls when
just
all you
stupid
do
or
is date
evil. I mean,
bimbos. Yeah,
it seems
I
like he's
date
just
women for their
stupid.
bodies, but at least I'm honest about it. I don't buy them a
But
copy of Catcher in the Rye and then lecture them
honestly,
some
I
seventh
couldn't
grade
tell you.
interpretation of how Holden Caulfield is some profound
See,
intellectual.
I've always
He
thought
wasn't.
about the
He was a
Joker from
spoiled brat,
Batman
and that's why you like him
and
so
how he's
much. He's
insane,
you.
but he never
God, you're
seemed crazy
pretentious,
to
and you
me.
delude yourself by
Seemed
thinking you're
just
some
evil.
great writer, even though you're terrible.
Peter
Yeah, I should have
has
known
given me an
Cheryl should write
understanding
me
of
that note. She would have known there's no A in the
what
word
that
different.
line
And I
is.
think what I hate most about you is
So
your
we'll be
textbook
picking him up
liberal agenda, how we should legalize
and
pot, man,
taking
how big
Lois to
business
have
is
her
crushing the
third
underclass, how
personality
homelessness is the
removed.
biggest tragedy in America. Well, what have you done to help? I work down at the soup kitchen, Brian.
Perhaps
Never
Peter
seen
can
you down
redeem
there. You
himself.
want to help? Grab a
I
ladle.
believe
And by
he's
the
on
way,
the path
driving a
to that.
Prius doesn't make you Jesus
Most
Christ.
certainly.
Oh, wait, you don't believe in Jesus
But
Christ, or any religion for that
only
matter,
time
because
will
religion
tell
is for idiots. Well,
if
who
he
the
will
hell are you to
revert
talk
back
down
to
to
who he
anyone?
is.
You failed college twice,
But at
which isn't
least
nearly as bad as your
he should
failure as
get
a father. How's that son of yours you never see? But you
three
know what?
weeks in a
I could
mental
forgive all of that,
institution
all of it, if you weren't
for
such a
everything he's done.
bore. That's the worst of it,
And
Brian. You're
Lois,
just a
well,
big,
1 week.
sad, alcoholic
I'll be
bore.
taking care of their family. Or actually,
See you,
no,
Brian.
Cleveland
Thanks for
will.
the steak.
Well, see you in the next episode. We'll see what happens. And if anything changes. Also, Seamus is the reason Brian Seamus was the first person Brian was able to confide in. So we have to thank him. All right, see you guys in the next episode.